Wow, growing up is hard to do. He came to some very harsh realizations about himself, didn't he?
You know, he told me before the competition that I have matured over the 4 years. I've learned a lot about myself and gymnastics, and he said sometimes you learn a great deal from your failure if you can just stick to it.
And I tell you, there were times when, you know, an outside person looking in, I just didn't think it was ever going to come full circle for Steve McCain. Such a huge talent, made a world team in 1994, but always seemed to fall short. But he is back and better than ever.
And has improved greatly on this event.
But the thing that he has really focused on is getting his whole act together. And really, like he said, no more mood swings, just very level, very practiced. And you see the score, 9.1. The old Steve McCain would probably look at that score and it would bum him out for the next event. The new one, no problem at all.
Right now, I don't think there's anything that you could say to Jason Gatson that could make him feel okay. This is the 2000 U.S. Gymnastics Championships at the Kiel Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Al Trautwig along with L.B. Schlegel and Olympic gold medalist Tim Daggett. We check in on again with Paul Hamm on the high bar. It's amazing, guys, how this sport can change in a year. You know, a year ago, if you said, what about USA Gymnastics in the Olympics? You might have thought the team was a little thin. Hey, you come back a year later, and it looks like it can be a good team.
It's amazing. And this guy, he has just rocketed like this release move.
Well, and the scary thing is that these guys just came on the scene 6 months ago at the national level.
You know, I saw both of these young men a few years ago at a junior national championships, and they actually didn't perform as well as I thought they were going to, but you just saw that they had all the right tools.
Look at that.
Great landing, and in this competition that is so critical, that actually gives him about 3/10 more than if he had taken just the smallest of steps on that landing. There's a special bonus in place for difficult dismounts like that if you stick them.
From the 18-year-old Paul Hamm to Sean Townsend. Now, I got to figure at some point the reality of what he could do here today is going to hit him.
And yeah, but I got to tell you, the thing that Blaine really hasn't experienced very much is a little bit of pressure. And this guy's actually putting it on him right now.
Big skill. Sean told me the 3 words that he's concentrating on for this championship is relax, calm, and confident. Take it not just one routine at a time, but one skill at a time.
At the qualifying meet for this competition. Nice dismount, just that step on the landing. That'll cost him a little bit.
Townsend was down by 4/10 coming into this rotation, and you saw Blaine Wilson put up a 9.65 on Pommel Horse.
That's going to be right in that same neighborhood, but
Paul Hamm gets a high score on the high bar, a 9.70. Coming in, he was 4th. Townsend's tally is a 9.60, so he'll stay right with Blaine Wilson. Meanwhile, Jason Gatson trying to gut it out, going to rotation number 3. That when we come back on NBC Sports after this. Second of 6 rotations here in St. Louis. Blaine Wilson maintains the lead. It's now 0.45 over Sean Townsend. Paul Hamm over Stephen McCain. Remember, the top 14 go to the Olympic trials, so you're looking at Jay Thornton, a familiar name on the bubble. Jason Gatson remains way, way back. And he's been walking almost emotionless around the Kiel Center. Just looks as though he just wants it over. Tim, you know what it's like to have an Olympic dream die.
yeah, it's indescribable. And there was just that one moment in time, and you just can't. Unfortunately, in life, in sport, you can't hit the rewind button. I do believe he will have a strong career.
Here's Morgan Hamm on 4.
Morgan was just up in my neck of the woods, just outside of Toronto for an international event. Again, getting ready for nationals, and actually placed 2nd on floor exercise behind the world bronze medalist.
Very unusual for Morgan right there.
That's 110.
He is tremendous on this event by far. I would say this is his strongest apparatus.
So he is in 10th and in good shape to go to the Olympic trials, but he's got a lot more gymnastics to do today.
Very well-conditioned athlete. Really, the best part of the exercise comes right at the end. Every time I've seen him do this, just about, he just nails the landing. Very, very difficult.
Most of the guys would open up with an element like this. He ends with it.
Double layout. Under every time.
Taking advantage of those extra points for sticking landings.
The Hamm twins, and their secret is exposed at NBCOlympics.com.
Stuck cold, so save points there. That's a step.
You hear the coach Stacy Maloney in the background, and it was stuck cold. I got to tell you, this really ticks me off. My whole career, I wanted to do just one time a double layout that looked like this, and I wanted to do it in the beginning.
At the end of the routine, no doubt.
You got your Olympic gold medal. Sit down.
We talked about these guys being really well conditioned and prepared for this event, and that's awesome.
Yeah, this young guy, I tell you, if he makes the team, has a good exercise in Sydney, I think he could make finals at the Olympic Games.
Judges loved it. 9.7 on the floor. Morgan Hamm. Now back to Blaine Wilson. Sean Townsend stays right there with him. The lead was 0.4. Now it's 0.45. Now it's about consistency.
And this is a great event. He has the capability, actually, to score in the 9-9 plus range. If he sticks his dismount at this competition, not the Olympic Games, his score will start at a 10.2.
Blaine actually got a 9.9 in day one of the competition.
And he does very level positions. You see it right there. This is the only questionable one, just maybe a 10th high right there. Such an advantage in this time to be strong physically, like Blaine is on still rings. Guys that are pretty darn good are scoring 9-0, 9-1.
And you know, all eyes are on Blaine on this apparatus. They're all standing around saying, okay, I get it.
He sticks it, starts from 10.2.
Trying to re-separate himself in second place.
Coach Vitaly Marinich says that was pretty good. So he will do a D-level dismount, full twisting, double laid out somersault, and in this competition, if you stick this, you get an extra 10th bonus. That is to encourage Team USA not just to do the easy dismount that you can stick, but the world-class international one, and do it just like that.
Going for 5 in a row. Look at that. 9.95. Somebody saw something. Now we go to the story of John Roethlisberger. 2 years ago, it was he who ripped apart his knee. Last year, he was the comeback story. Now here he is, trying to go to a third Olympic Games, and he's having a rough day. What's going on with him, Tim?
Well, yeah, actually, he had some uncharacteristic errors in the first day of competition. Really struggled on floor exercise, and just in the last rotation, once again had some problems on floor. He is so well trained, does so many routines, very intricate combinations. Right here, he'll travel the horse again while you know, you could see it. His shoulders just got a little bit off, and what happened, he couldn't put his hand down in the area that he typically does at the end of that travel. And I think he just found himself in a place where he couldn't fight to stay on.
You know, I don't know if this makes a difference, but John told me that he's actually been training a lot more on vault and tumbling because his shins have been feeling really quite good, but he's laid off a little bit on events like horse and rings and P-bars.
Now, I'm just looking at some of the other scores that have been posted. That fall is going to really hurt John Roethlisberger as far as the Olympics are concerned. Top 14 go to the trials. If you don't make top 14, you've got no shot at going to Sydney. This is where it ends for you right here at the Nationals. He was in 6th coming into this rotation.
Sometimes these guys make it look just so easy.
On high bar,
he did this skill earlier in the routine and had no problems at all. But his hand doesn't quite get to the right spot, and the shoulders are off balance there.
As strong as this guy is, he can't pull it back.
Yeah, no matter what you do, if your shoulders are not in balance, eventually you're going to come off that horse.
Ooh, that is an 8.65. That is going to knock John Roethlisberger down 4 spots to 10th. And what Jason Gadsden wouldn't give to be in 10th.